What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to another episode. Today's featured athlete is cornerback Darrelle "The Great" Revis. Obviously, he just signed a 2-year contract with the Kansas City Chiefs with his former defensive coordinator. I think he's going to step in and make an impact immediately. Yes, he did have a down year, but when you're so great for so many years, when you have 1 year, everybody tends to doubt you. I am not one of those people that's doubting Darrelle Revis. As you know, he always bets on himself, and when he does, he always comes up and make a play. Here's the film from last year. Let's dive right into it. Revis is in a man-to-man off coverage. He's doing he's doing a catch technique. Colt McCoy he's just looking for somebody to get open, and Revis just undercuts the wide receiver for the INT. The Jets are in a cover one with Robber in the middle. Revis is off man alignment and a shuffle technique, outside leverage, so the slant is usually open. Revis was just in the right place at the right time, catches the INT, makes one defender miss, makes two defenders miss, and gets brought down by the lineman at the 28-yard line. Revis is in a bump man-to-man. The play call ends up being a tunnel screen. Revis does a good job of latching on to the number 1 receiver, fighting through the number 2 block, and just making the tackle. Revis is in the slot man-to-man. The Buffalo Bills are going to send him in motion just to see if the Jets are in man-to-man. It's a dummy motion, so you know it ends up being a run play. Revis just does a good job staying key and just making the tackle in the backfield on Shady. Revis is in the off man-to-man coverage. He started to do this a lot last year because of his conditioning. He sees the ball is not thrown his way, so he gets his eyes back on the inside and just comes up and make a form tackle. The Jets are playing a combination coverage. Revis' side is the combo. He's outside leverage. The safety is inside. Revis just does a good job seeing the ball thrown to the running back in the flats and making a tackle. The Jets are in a man-to-man coverage. Revis and the outside cornerback are doing the combo call, which they call it off. Revis just does a good job of getting his eyes to one and making a tackle. The Jets are in a man-to-man off coverage. It's a motion, so Revis has to flow with him and fight through the traffic. All of this is just a shallow route. He does a good job of undercutting it at the right time and making the PBU. Here's the back view of it so you guys can see it a little bit better. Good job by Revis. The Jets are in a man-to-man. Revis is in an off alignment. He just does a good job of sticking his foot in the ground and reacting to the number 1 receiver. Revis is man-to-man, bump and run, of course. He just does a good job of crack replace. Devontae Parker cracks the linebacker, and Revis just comes up and just makes a tackle on Moore. Revis is in man-to-man, 2-yard cushion. He does a shuffle technique to cut you off of your initial fade route because he was getting beat deep a lot last year. But he just does a good job of getting his eyes around and undercutting the slant. Same thing here. Revis is in a bump man-to-man, 2-yard cushion, shuffle technique to cut you off your initial point. He just does a good job of stabbing and getting his body, not his hands, and just breaking up the slant. Here's the back view of it. It was just great execution, although the wide receiver still almost caught it. Man-to-man, Revis is in a slot, the nickel, He just does a mirror technique. It's like a slide. He sees that it's a slant. He gets his left hand in there in the nick of time to make a pass deflection. He has no true passing threat, so if the tackle blocks down, out, or zone, he has to fill those gaps. He does a good job of jumping over the cut block and just makes a tackle. Revis is the whole player, not the whole player, but he's just staying right there on the numbers because he knows what route concept is coming. He just does a good job of being at the right place at the right time. And who said that Revis still don't have them jets? Look at this, man. I wish I could rewind it so you guys could just see that burst. But here's the back view. Boom, he catches the pick. Now look at this burst right here in between all of those defenders, man. Come on now. Revis still got it. He just had to, adjust. And there you go for today's featured athlete, Darrelle Revis. And as I stated earlier, he just signed a 2-year contract with the Kansas City Chiefs. Hopefully they throw him out here this Sunday so we can see if he still has it. I'm putting my money where my mouth is. I guarantee you he's going to do a hell of a job. Like, subscribe, follow me on all of my social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and SoundCloud. Please leave a comment at the end of the video and let me know what you think.